Triple J Breakfast, and we are happy to be joined in the studio by two members of Coldplay, Chris and John. Thank you for coming along.
Thanks for having us.
And now, guys, it's your first album. It's just been huge right around the world. Like, you've had Yellow, which we have flogged to death on here.
Thanks a lot. You played it before anybody else.
Because we love you guys. But what is it like coming out with such a huge song first up? Is it like playing in your first test match, for England, first drop down, and just making 100 on debut and just going, what am I going to do second match?
I remember when I made that 100, I thought, well, that's it. I'm going to join a band now.
You thought
no more cricket for me.
If I can make 100, there's no place for me in the English cricket team.
Yeah, right.
I'm going
Thanks
out
a lot, mate. Well, we had another single out before that. Did you know that?
Yeah, we played that as well.
Did you?
But I mean, the album itself, you've come out with a killer sort of first
it was
album.
Mad, actually. We went into the studio with a whole bunch of songs, and we didn't have the song Yellow at all. We were just sat there one day, and I started trying to sound like Neil Young, going, oh, stars, stars, like that. And this song just came out called Yellow, eventually called Yellow, and then it fast became obvious that that was going to be a single, you know what I mean?
Did you then get encouragement from the rest of the band? John, maybe you can answer this. Did you then just go, geez, he's coming out with a good song sounding like Neil Young. All right, try to sound like Bob Dylan. Try to sound like PJ Harvey. Come on.
That's interesting you should pick those two people, because that's who we try and sound like now. Seriously, I'm being deadly serious. I just bought the same guitar as PJ Harvey because I want to sound like PJ Harvey.
What does it mean for guys in your position to want to sound like or to be inspired by? How does it come across?
You can't help but be influenced by it a bit, I think.
Yeah. The more music you listen to, the more, we were influenced by At the Drive-In, even though you wouldn't hear it.
Well, the thing I liked about your set at the Big Day Out was actually almost the opposite to the At the Drive-In set. There's a lot of jumping off amplifiers, There's a lot of just huge stage show. But there was actually moments during your show, there was people sitting down on stage, it seemed really relaxed, like you were actually jamming in the
it's kind of different
studio.
energy, but it'd be pointless if we all jumped around during a acoustic ballad. we were talking about in the bus on the way here, we did this gig in
Hastings Crypt.
Yeah, and there was this guy who was on E, I think. Can we say that on air?
Yeah.
Right. He was on E. And we were playing this really slow, and he was kind of going, really going for it. So that wouldn't really work.
If you were going to have a bill of three,
sure,
with you guys in the middle,
right?
You're the meat in what sandwich?
Maybe Mercury Rev before, PJ Harvey afterwards, or then Rammstein would obviously be headlining. Do you play them on this station?
Oh yeah, we're big on the Stein.
They're amazing live.
We have no idea what they're talking about.
No, right.
I'm hoping they're singing about pretty much the same subject matter that you guys sing about.
In fact, he sings recipes, from what I could work out.
So what would be a rough translation of a couple of his songs?
One of them was 3 eggs, 2 pints of milk,
a quart of butter.
So that bit where he gets out the giant penis, that's obviously just a tribute to The Naked Chef.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Have you heard of The Naked Chef?
Oh.
Is that Jamie Oliver?
No.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is Jamie Oliver, yeah. He's one and the same, like Superman and Clark Kent, yeah.
Wow.
A bizarre double life to be leading.
If you were going to have a secret alternative sort of identity, what would it be?
Sell shoes, I think.
Well, you've really aimed high there, mate.
Chapeau shop.
Is that something you've always wanted to do but felt was beyond
I
you?
just love shoes, I love smelling them, talking about them.
Talking to them.
Yeah. They're your only friends sometimes. Good pair of shoes.
What about yourself?
Do you know, in all seriousness, I'd love to be a surfer, but I'm just rubbish, however hard I try. So it's a bit of a serious answer to that.
No.
I was thinking about it this morning. I was surfing this morning, and I thought, God, I wasn't such a brilliant, frontman of a brilliant band. I'd probably do this.
You just said earlier, brilliant frontman of a brilliant band. Now, a lot of people would describe you guys as brilliant. Do you have any trouble with that description?
I don't think a lot of people would, though. I think we've got to come out with another great record to sort of make people... Because I think there's certainly a feeling in our band that we've been really lucky. We know we put so much passion into that record and we put everything into it, but it's kind of got a lot bigger than we ever expected, and so we're not quite sure why that's happened, and so we've got to try and do another one to prove to ourselves that, we're as good as some people say we are. And not as bad as other people say we are.
What's the temptation with the second album, though? Do you feel like you have to progress? Do you feel we can do the same thing as we did last time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just try out another 12?
Mellow, that's our next single. A bit like Yellow, only slower.
Now, you guys are nice. And does that bother you?
Fuck off.
Yeah, they're good. Well, I want to see a bit more of that, because all I hear about Coldplay, this is
but that's just a tag of us,
nice,
you know what I mean?
nice.
Yeah, but it's all bollocks, you know what I mean? Huh?
I'm pretty
You're nice. Yeah, what's wrong with being nice? You know what I mean?
Oh, right. So you're going to be angry about being nice.
Yeah, but I am. I do get angry about it. In fact, it's so much so that my girlfriend, whenever she says something's nice, I take it as a. She says such and such is nice. I take it as God. She can't like him then, because in my mind it's become like a statement of abuse. Because people in Britain say, "Oh, they're so nice. They're so nice." Do you know what I mean?
What is it like knowing that your song, is probably, and your album is probably the album that most people in this country are having sex to?
Do you know
Right
what?
now.
That's funny because you know the film Cliffhanger and Deep Blue Sea and Die Hard 2.
If you're about to tell me they're the films you have sex to,
No.
I don't want to hear about this.
No. I'm not with someone else, but I get off on the action. But the director of them called Rennie Harlin, who's just he's an action film director. He and his girlfriend got together over our album, so we're very comfortable. We love the fact that I think if it brings the world population up, it can only be a good thing.
Is there anything you haven't been asked in this country you really would have liked to be asked in any of your media interviews? Because we're quite happy to
No,
ask
this was
it
a
for
good
you.
interview.
Is there anything you wouldn't want to be asked? Is there any question you've been trying to avoid?
No, that nice thing's very interesting. We haven't really.
Okay, well, who do you hate? Say something really nasty and
Well, the thing is, we're
controversial.
not into that. Well, I know who I hate, but I'm not.
Well, it doesn't have to be a
I
person.
don't think it's going to help
It can be a
us.
thing. It can be like, hold music on telephones.
Well, we hate the policies of George W. Bush. We hate the sort of right-wingism of the Conservative Party. Do you know what I mean? We hate loads of things, but it's all political and boring.
That's nice. What about you, John? Do you hate, like, say, odor eaters?
No, I quite like them, to be honest.
Sailing.
They're
I hate sailing.
A great thing. You hate what?
Sailing.
Sailing.
Yeah. I've got no time for it. Just get yourself a motor. That's what I feel like going up and saying that to people.
I presume it's not often that you suddenly find yourself on a boat under sail on the ocean going,
On a boat that sells odor eaters. I know you like odor eaters.
Yeah, do you?
I'm stuck sailing again.
Actually, odor eaters are a lifesaver when you're on tour.
Coldplay, thank you very much.
Thanks for
your time.
having us.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for playing our record as well, you know what I mean, when no one else would.
That's all right. We'll sell your shoes when they come out.
Cheers.